Join me today as we take a... What? Join me today as we take a look at this Demoniacal Fit trump card. Why is it called trump card? Well, it's an unofficial thing, okay? So obviously this is Vegito, not Gogeta. Is that right? Who's who? I've forgotten. And while we're here, we're gonna take a look at... Uh-oh, I gotta sneeze. And while we're here, we're gonna take a look at the OC Toys stuff, which I did an actual like full deep review on these, but I haven't released it because I had major issues fitting it to the S.H.Figuarts Vegito. So maybe it will work on Mr. Trump Card Boy. If it doesn't, then I hate that set and it was a waste of money. So let's just jump right into this thing. So we have the artwork on the box that is done in the style of the event exclusives that S.H.Figuarts does. So it's still kind of branded very similarly, but it is obviously Demoniacal Fit, which means it's not official. And for some of you, that might be a deal breaker. I'm gonna tell you right now, Demoniacal Fit, one of the best in the business for unofficial stuff. So let's slide this thing out. There's no instructions on how to do any of this stuff when you do these third-party things, but that's okay. Also, I gotta thank Anime Life Toy Store for sending this thing to me. So it's my first official partnership with an AliExpress store, which is great. So if you like Dragon Ball stuff, you like a lot of the things that I review on here, like these third-party things, the upgrade kits, all kinds of stuff available on that. Link is down in the description below, but they sent this to me so that you could see it, and then obviously the goal is for you to buy it from them. Let's take a look at this. I don't know if this is supposed to come with Demoniacal Fit or Anime Life Toy Store decided to just give this to all customers. Does everybody get this? Because man, how nice to have a little compartment to put your accessories in, and it's customizable. So I don't know the story on this, but I am thankful for it being in the shipping box. Now, what makes this thing so worth grabbing? Well, it's cheaper than the official one because they are kind of expensive these days. Bonus items that you would not get if you buy the thing I also have bought, which is this. Now, this also comes with different stuff, so you have like this power effect, but this is a different version also. But it's just like... What am I trying to say? I don't know. Do you just buy both of them because you like the blue hair version? Which Dragon Ball story do you like? Super or Dragon Ball Z? You know what? Doesn't matter. We're looking at this today because I think it's going to be one of those that for the dollar is absolutely worth it. And obviously this is very specific, not Dragon Ball Super. So enough talking about things that are kind of irrelevant to the figure, but kind of relevant. Let's look at all of these accessories. So we have in the box a pretty hefty amount of things. So let's just start with the hands. We have this, which is pretty classic. You gotta have, I think every Vegito comes with this. And you get this one, which is also very specific. It's kind of scene specific. It comes with the S.H.Figuarts official one. You get this one, which is gonna be, one, it could be an alternate key blast or like a blocking a key attack hand, but it is designed specifically for this effect, which we'll look at, but not right now. You also get this one, which again is a very specific thing that I don't know what it's for. Is this grabbing somebody by the throat and choking them, lifting them up? Probably. You get a left and right of this, which is a key blast. By the way, the other hands you only got one of, which is kind of crazy. Then you get a left and right of this, which is a good fighting stance or key blast. On by default are these punching hands, which you need because these are fighty boys. You also get this effect, which again, very scene specific, looks great. Love the colors. And you get this one, which is nicely done. Honestly, it's handled very well. The texture on the inside of the ripped part of Boo's head and the paint difference between the hand and the pink, it actually is working really well. It's not like sloppy or anything. And you get a set of crossed arms, which you need to have when you're talking about Dragon Ball figures. Honestly, this is a must-have most of the time. But there is a little bit of missing paint around the edge of the glove, which is unfortunate. However, it has a great feature, which is what we see on a lot of newer figures, where they can come apart, which makes it putting together... It makes it easier to put together on the figure. Moving on. We get this key sword attack. I'm sure it's got a specific name. Doesn't matter. Looks great. And you take that hand we showed earlier, and it just slides right in like that. Boom. So now you got that effect in action. Looking good. Face plates. We have Super Saiyan head, angry face, ready to fight. And why does he have holes in the front of his face? Because you can swap out the hair bangs. The hair bangs. So this is the bang by itself. You can put it on any of these faces, depending on the look you're trying to go for. Here's this one with a nice little smirk. Looking good. Love the paint work here. And up next is this one, which is actually maybe the best in the set so far. I love the scalp work around the mouth and the paint, looking really nice. On by default, he's got this just pretty confident face. Nice to see, pretty standard. And of course, if you compare the front bangs, you have them just lifted up a little bit more and drop down. Droopy hair. Over here, we get the same kind of setup, but with the black hair, kind of brownish, isn't it? Basically, I think we're seeing the same faces. So we have this neutral one that is the Super Saiyan one on by default. We have the smirking one, which, yeah, same thing that we saw with Super Saiyan, but now not Super Saiyan. This face, which we also saw, but with the black or brown hair. And this one. Difference being now that he's yelling, his eyes are to the left. It's probably a little bit more scene specific, like he's specifically doing an attack while looking. So I'm sure that's why they did this. Looks good. Happy with it. Definitely more brown than black. On to the figure. We already talked about the hands. We talked about this neutral face. Let's look at the rest of the details here. So the paintwork seems kind of standard. It honestly looks very similar to what you get with S.H.Figuarts, where when something's cast in a darker color and then they paint over it, it's not usually that perfect. There's a little bit of discoloring around the edge between the orange and the blue, but it's less obvious with your human eyes. When I put stuff into this camera, everything is like amplified, so those flaws can often look worse than they actually are. But overall, the coloring looks nice. The paint work is good. There's a nice matte finish on the skin, which I really appreciate. I don't really care for the glossy stuff. It suffers from that standard Goku body issue where these, like, yeah, it looks more like a shoulderless top than it does a gi. But the colors, the gradient down to this dark blue looks really nice. Also, much like actual S.H.Figuarts, that gradient doesn't seem to happen on the back. So it's definitely going to fit really well with your Figuarts figures on the shelf, and nobody's going to know that it's Demoniacal Fit and not an official one. I mean, articulation is going to be great. It's going to essentially be what you would see from any Goku. I think it's the same stuff you get from any version of Vegito, whether it's S.H.Figuarts or not, because all of this stuff is exactly the same. It's kind of crazy, all the way down to the toe articulation. So they do a great job of making a figure that fits right in with the rest of your crap. So let's start with this OC Toys. I have all versions of this set. So this, if it works, is a great way to buy this guy and upgrade him to the Super Boy. My problem is I went in and installed one of these neck joints, which it comes with 3 to fit different brands. And I don't know exactly if I'll be able to get it out. I'm sure if I heat it up enough and take some tweezers or something, I could probably pull that out. I don't know if it's the same neck peg as the official one, and it seems to be. So maybe we're okay. Now this OC Brands, the one that is supposed to work on the official figure, is also very loose on that ball joint, so you barely pull it, takes it off of this one and the official one. But what a great, easy way to take a Demoniacal Fit figure and upgrade it to Vegito Blue. And this kit, which I did, again, I had like a whole video on this, so we'll see if I break this stuff down. But it comes with alternate hair pieces, a bunch of different face plates, which is really nice to see. This, which is obviously a heightened version, but also blue compared to the one that comes with this guy. Comes with crossed arms that don't come apart, and then that's it. So I have all versions of that, and then when you buy all versions of that, you get all of these, which is, again, nice to see, just bonus features. But maybe you have the S.H.Figuarts Vegito Blue already, and you want to compare them. Well, yeah, certainly different colors. One's more Dragon Ball Super inspired, and one's Dragon Ball... Wait. One is Dragon Ball Z inspired, the other is Dragon Ball Super inspired, right? There's a bit of differences here in the colors and the shape of the front, but overall, I mean, it's essentially the same figure. So if we were to take this head, boom, it goes on perfectly. And there's a decent skin tone match. I mean, it's a slight difference, but not enough that it's gonna bother anybody. So if you'd like that one or you already have it, yes, it is compatible. You can swap your stuff around, no problem. Which means obviously you could do it in reverse and have this set up. Yep. So now that I'm confused, but also here you go, see how that is like still very loose. So the OC Toys did a great job on the paint and sculpt, like they're gorgeous, but this is not a perfect attachment. Do you think it would be possible to have, you know, with this Dragon Ball heroes and all the time travel and multiple universe things, could you take 2 of these guys that are wearing the earrings, have them do the fusion dance, and then fuse 2 Vegitos? If you could fuse 2 of those guys, what would the name be? Let me know down in the comments. And usually the case with Demoniacal Fit is that the joints feel just as good as S.H.Figuarts, so you don't have to worry about things breaking, but still be cautious, and if it's still cold where you are and things get delivered, make sure they're nice and warm before you start going crazy. Maybe even heat them up with a hairdryer. Look at that. That's awesome. But who doesn't want that on the shelf? It's beautiful. So if you want this thing, then don't forget you can click the link down in the description or the pinned comment of this video, along with a lot of other things. You can also get the dioramas that I show off in my videos thanks to Hero HQ Hobby Hour. Link is in the description. If you enjoyed this and you want to see some more stuff like this get reviewed from Dragon Ball, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.